This is the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS show with Jon Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Christmas Day episode special. We have 5 games here on Christmas Day. Little Listener League Christmas Day as well. Going to have the Listener League open for today's contests. They have the slate starting 12 p.m. Eastern time with the Bucks and the Knicks. Finishes at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time with Dallas versus Phoenix here. Obviously, as we know with the NBA, injury news is always on the top of mind here. So if you are building your lineups, you're going to have to be at least generally aware throughout the day of who's going to be in and out of lineups, given the 2-hour difference, basically 2.5-hour difference between each game that kicks off here today. It's actually a 3.5-hour difference between, or 3-hour difference between the Lakers, Boston, Philly, Miami game. So there's even more time in between all that. So make sure you're paying attention to this slate. But we got 5 games here, man. How are we feeling about everything?
Feeling pretty good. It's a fun-looking slate. As always, the stars are out to play for Christmas. And Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates. Happy holidays to everyone who celebrates. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoy this content. I hope this content finds you on this wonderful Christmas afternoon. And you know what, John? I just have to say this one thing. The NFL can piss off for trying to take this day from us. This is the NBA's day. Now the NFL decides they want 3 games. Go somewhere else. Steal someone else's holidays, okay? This is Christmas. This is basketball's day, and we're here to stay.
It's been the NBA's day. It really has. And they just haven't been able to really handle it. They've been kind of focused for so long, and now the NFL's like, we'll take that.
Yep.
We'll do that here.
Per usual.
Let's get into it. We got 5 games to talk about here on this slate. We'll go game by game, breaking it down for everybody here. First game is Milwaukee, New York. Got Giannis in the Garden. Obviously a spot to target. He's $10,700 on the slate. Got Lillard at 92. Randall, Brunson, your top 4 price guys. These teams have played each other a couple times already. This will be their 4th meeting. Giannis is averaging almost 52 fantasy points in those 3 meetings so far this season. When it comes to top spend-ups, just looking overall on the slate, Luka, Embiid, Jokic, Giannis, Davis, LeBron, where does Giannis fit for you as a top play?
He's up there for sure. I would say Luka is probably number 1, given what Luka's been doing of late without Kyrie. So, he's somewhere behind everyone else or behind Luka, probably he's the 4th highest price. This is the cheapest we're going to see Giannis all year. 10.7 is not a price tag we're going to see Giannis at very often. I know this is that small slate pricing where you get everyone kind of decreased. So I'm definitely okay getting to Giannis. We've talked about it kind of this entire month, John. The Knicks have not defended well. They're 28th, so they've gotten slightly better, tied for 29th in defensive rating as a team. Just 5-5 as a team. They've actually been playing faster this month too, 12th in pace. So it's a really good overall spot for Giannis. He's right at the top of the list, probably behind Luka for me. I'm okay if you want to go to a $9,200 Lillard. This is another price, that he's now been for 4. This will be his 4th consecutive underpriced slate. When we know, there are 2 games on the 19th and 17th, 58 and 70. So either Milwaukee star stands out. I will say too, Chris Middleton played 33 minutes the other day against the Knicks in a game they won by 19.
Right.
Looks like the minutes cap. Looks like we're getting a little Christmas gift early, huh? 33 minutes out of Chris Middleton. I love that. That he's probably my favorite per dollar buck. 6,400, 30 plus minutes, shooting guard, small forward. Can't beat that.
No, you really can't. Obviously, given the positional eligibility that you have here. I love Jalen Brunson on this slate. Yeah. I already put in some props as soon as these came out. I was like, Jalen Brunson at home against the Bucks, he's cooked them. He's averaging 35 actual in the 3 games that he's faced against Milwaukee this season. They have no answer for defending the point guard position. You just went for 36 actual against them the other night, went for 24 in 3 here. And then that first game that they faced one another, he had 45 actual. So Brunson for me is maybe one of my overall plays of the slate, just at the 80, just because of the price point, really at 8,400.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a good spot for guards. Has been really all year. Him or like if you pick between him or Randall, I I have no issue going Brunson. You even save a couple hundred off Randall. You can get to either of them because like the rest of the Knicks are kind of unappealing to me, especially with like all their wings being just like the same play. I would say the only other person I'd even like really consider without any injury news would be Isaiah Hartenstein, who's going to play 30 something minutes. He's been really good on the glass. He's been really good kind of peripherally in general. And then if we get points, we get 30 to 40 point upside. So that would probably be like the only other Nick I'd have much interest in, honestly.
Listen, there's because their wings are just so inconsistent, right? I mean, Hard and DiVincenzo and it's hard, what's his face there, Grimes, they're all difficult to kind of go with. You have Quickly. Maybe you take a look at Quickly. Did not have a good game against them last time out. Hasn't obviously fared too well, but it's not due to like the lack of shot attempts. He's just missing, but it's a good guard spot. To have there. You have RJ Barrett at 57. Again, not a terrible play, but could be an okay play here. I mean, it just after you get past the stars, Bobby Poe.
Dude, he's coming off a monster. If you look at Bobby Poe's game logs, look at these games. 3 of the last 5, 44 plus fantasy points. I mean, we just know he has massive ceiling. So he's really cheap.
At 5,400, it's a good price point for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Anybody else on this game that you'd look at?
Nope.
All right. Move on to Golden State, Denver here. Joker's at 10.9, Curry 9,100. But I think Jamal Murray is the one we should focus in on here.
Yeah.
32, 34, 33, 41, 57, 50. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. And the price hasn't budged. Has not budged. He went down. He went down $100 after back-to-back 50 bombs, and a full day in between. And Golden State's definitely been better. And you and I kind of talked about it, like that Boston game kind of springboarded them into like they've now won, I think 4 straight or 3 straight. And they're actually playing their young guys. But yeah, I like the spot for Jamal Murray quite a bit. In the month of, let's see, Golden State's 14th in pace in the month of December. Denver is, where's Denver? Denver in pace 26. So big pace up spot for Denver. And anytime you get extra possessions for someone like Jamal Murray at a $7,400 price tag, yes, sir.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, with this being a primetime game, I think you're going to get some big minutes out of some of the star players here. So you have Curry, you have Klay Thompson. Obviously, both of those guys are more than enough. I just want to skip down to Jackson Davis here. What do we think we're going to get out of him? Obviously, recent production, whether he's playing big minutes or not, has been really strong. Are you worried about the 17 and 18 minutes, bookending the 29 and 25 here? What are your thoughts on him going up against Denver?
So it's definitely helped. They haven't had Wiggins for Jackson Davis because they were playing Jackson Davis and Saric on the floor together on Saturday. I don't know what. It's really hard to predict the minutes for I think the front court because they even extended Looney a little bit in that game, 21 minutes, where Looney had played 11, 14, 15 minutes the 3 games prior, right? So I think Jackson Davis is a very appealing tournament play. I love the power forward center eligibility.
Mm-hmm.
The fantasy point per minute production has been out of this world the last 4 games. I prefer Wiggins to be out.
Okay.
Truthfully, because I think that gives him more opportunity. We won't know this by the time that this podcast is released. We won't know the status of Andrew Wiggins. But if Wiggins were to be out again, I would have a lot of interest in Jackson Davis. because I just feel better about the minutes, even in a spot where like the minutes still weren't that great last game, but they're playing Kuminga 30 and they
Right.
gave Looney 20 something this game. So like, I think he's a fine play in tournaments.
Okay. Obviously, Kuminga here. Good minutes,
Yes.
good price.
Yep. I mean, I definitely think he's another one that has benefited from the Wiggins thing being out the last two games. In the Boston game, he played over Wiggins. I just hope they keep him on the floor because he's really good. I think these peripheral pieces, these young guys, all priced right next to each other in Gold State. Kuminga, Pajemski, who is coming off a freaking I mean, dude, this guy has like monster outings every so often. 15,
Yeah.
10, 7, 1, and 1 for Pajemski at 32 minutes. He's really, really good at 5,500. He was one of the first people I actually plugged when I built
Yeah,
with
the
my free.
rebounding is crazy, right? Because I
Yeah,
mean, it's doable.
not a fluke. He
He's
is
giving you
every
pretty much
game,
at least 5 to 6 rebounds a night,
every game.
and then when he gets the big minutes, he can threaten the double digits. So
Yep,
we talk about all the time. We love rebounding guards.
love
Rebounding
rebounding guards.
guards are huge for us.
Love playing rebounding guard props. Love them.
Well, some days. Yeah, you're so mean. You're so mean.
Sorry. I should be more in the holiday
Christmas spirit, man.
I know. Well, I do too. It was more of a shot at both of us. It was like not just like a
That's
shot
fair.
at you. It was more
All
of a
right.
shot.
Any of the secondary guys for Denver? MPJ, Aaron Gordon, those guys.
I mean, I like the Gordon Price back-to-back 3 straight games of 30 minutes is fine. Just production is obviously I do like the Michael Porter Jr. price. 6,200, really good spot, pace up spot for Denver. Back in the 30s in minutes, but it's coming off a ceiling game. I think we can get a ceiling out of MPJ for 6,200. That's a really good price. We've been paying like how long have we been paying 7+K for Michael
Right.
Porter? Like since these guys were out. I know kind of had to wait for everyone to be back, but KCP also played 46 or 32 minutes. He plays 30 minutes a night. If you get the good KCP, you get like probably like a 30-point fantasy ceiling, which at 4,600 is good.
Moving on over to Boston, LA. LeBron James, Anthony Davis. LeBron James,
Point guard.
LeBron James. He's been good. 58, 64, 61, 56, 68 just in the last 5. Minutes have been ridiculous. I mean, there's nothing more else to say here. Would you rather LeBron or AD in this matchup against Boston?
Probably if LeBron is going to play point guard, that's probably the answer. Started at point guard last game. No reason to think. I mean, they iced D'Lo from the rotation pretty much. He played like 20 minutes. Put LeBron with 40 actual upside. The answer's probably LeBron for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but then again, if Porzingis doesn't play,
he also cooks Boston. Like this is just his. He loves Christmas Day against the Celtics, or most primetime games against the Celtics.
What if Porzingis doesn't play? Who the heck is stopping? I mean, I know Horford obviously exists, but like Horford guarding Anthony Davis at times we're going to see Neemias Queta guarding him.
That's assuming that Porzingis doesn't play, right?
Yeah, no, I'm just that was an if. Yeah.
Don't be talking Neemias Queta, dude. Big double yesterday.
Neemias Queta can have all the doubles as he wants, but he still will have to try to guard Anthony Davis.
So yeah, listen, I think LeBron for me, it's close. Good defensive team for Boston, obviously, but LeBron just really does whatever he wants against the Celtics team. You have Tatum, he likes to rise up on these games as well. Likes to score 30 actual against Clippers. Just didn't give you any of the peripheral stats to kind of push you over the edge there. Jalen Brown, we know what he's certainly more than capable of doing here. Derek White and Drew Holiday had good games the other day. Once again, it's kind of like, choose your own adventure here with the Boston starters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm most interested if Porzingis is out and probably getting to White and Holiday. Those would probably be, and Horford to that extent. Like those would probably be the 3 guys I would most likely get to. Drew Holiday coming off back-to-back big games. Every time someone sits, it seems like Drew Holiday is having a big game. Like someone, I think Tatum's at the Sacramento game.
Mm-hmm.
He has 54, almost triple doubles. And then Porzingis sits the Clippers game, 41 fantasy points, 27 and 6. So I would get to Drew Holiday. I'd really like Drew Holiday, multi-position eligibility. Same with Derek White if Porzingis were to sit. I would probably play Porzingis if he suits up, because they're going to need him in this game for heavy minutes, and he was super, super good in that Sacramento game before the blowout occurred. But if Porzingis were to sit, it'd probably be White, Holiday, and Horford as the priorities for me.
Sure. Are you playing any of the Lakers secondary plays here?
Dude, it's so hard to figure it out.
I know.
Russell's kind of dead. Reeves, 20 minutes off the bench, and he bumped his price up to $7,000 in the slate. Probably still even a little too expensive. Hachimura was really good in that game, but can you rely upon Hachimura scoring 21 points again off the bench?
Here's the thing: if he's in the rotation, whenever he's played the minutes,
it's true.
He's been really good. And, sure, you want to say, okay, he faced San Antonio, he had a good game against San Antonio, but like in Minnesota, in OKC, those are tough spots.
Sure. And I think it helps that D'Lo to the bench, they started Jared Vanderbilt, and Jared Vanderbilt only played 21 minutes. So I don't even think Jared isn't going to get extended much. He's played 10 games this year. He's averaging 15 minutes. So, 5K for Rui Hachimura is fine. Reddish, no. Prince, no. Like 28 minutes for Taurean Prince. I know primetime Taurean Prince, because I say he thinks is going to hit 7 threes.
I mean, another guy that's playing minutes and kind of doing enough to fill the stat sheet.
Yeah, I know.
I know the Boston matchup obviously is a bit tougher, but he's been a little bit more consistent than Cam Reddish has been.
Yeah, Reddish is no. At 5K, I have essentially no interest in Reddish. Sure, 4,800 Prince if that's your if he's last in, no problems with that.
Okay. Moving on over here, Philly, Miami. Embiid, we thought in the last game that his run was coming to an end. He got a little hurt. He had a bad first half.
Third quarter. Oh my God.
He just absolutely went nuclear and still almost got 70 fantasy points. So at this point, I guess my question is can Bam slow down Joel Embiid? I mean, it's one of the toughest. It's the toughest center matchup on the board this season against the Heat.
Yep.
If he goes for 70 on Bam Adebayo, like he did against Rudy Gobert, who you think,
he's going to win defensive player. Who's going to win? Rudy Gobert is going to all but surely going to win defensive player.
Right. Then I think you just call it. You say, JoJo, congrats on the back-to-backs. Just have it now and move forward.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, we said it last night, right? It's hard to fade him. Dude, on a night where he obviously wasn't great to start, this is the stat line. This is what we get. 31, 10, 1 assist shy of a triple-double, and 6 blocks and steals. And basically all in the second half.
Dude, he had 6 points in the first half because he got hurt a little bit, right?
It was, now, obviously, he didn't practice Saturday.
Right.
We assume there's no report on Sunday. If he is in, you have to consider him even in a tough matchup, right? Because like you said, it's been, dude, it's been over a month of 60 plus and we're getting him at 11-1, right? It's been surefire 60 plus.
He's the number one spend up if he's active.
I
know you like Luka, but
I know. I shouldn't be. I get it. I know.
I get it.
I get it too. We've been saying. I mean, we've both been saying it. Impossible not to play.
My initial lineup build on this slate started Brunson and Embiid. So
okay. It's
the guy's averaging 50. Brunson's averaging 35 actual against the Milwaukee. So but you probably you can't go wrong going Brunson, Luka if you wanted to, but I don't know. It is.
It's a sick joke what Embiid's doing.
Right. Embiid is literally putting the Sixers into actual legitimate contender conversation.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
And if anything, it's probably making them more appealing on like the veteran buyout market.
Yep.
Because those guys have gone to Philly before and they've lost, and they're like,
Yep.
you know what? Maybe the process isn't there, and I'll go ring hunt somewhere else.
Right.
When Joel Embiid is the MVP and playing like the MVP, they're going to get those veteran buyouts and things like that to go play with him and Maxey, who's scoring 30 a night. So,
and
they already have a super veteran team as it is. I mean, Morris and all that, and Batum and all them are there, but
dude, they're going to make a deal too. I've been saying this for a while.
Do you think they get Levine?
I think there's a connection of a coach and a former team that he used to coach. And I think it's OG Anunoby.
Okay.
I think that's the connection here. I think Toronto is sooner than later going to start selling. I don't think they have enough to get Pascal, but I think OG fits them perfectly because
do they trade off like Oubre or something in that deal?
Yeah, I think you can get rid of Oubre, Melton, and some picks, right?
Or mix the veteran contracts up, right? Because you'll get the money off the books for Toronto, and
I think getting someone like OG over like Levine or Siakam makes sense because look what Embiid is doing when the offense is running through him. Right,
and what you need defense and three
and D. I mean, isn't OG Anunoby is like the perfect fit for that? Like
I thought OG was going to be what Scotty Barnes has turned into.
True, right. And OG can get you 20 on a night, right? When his shot's falling, he can get you 20. So I think if you were to bring him in and like you could space the floor, Oubre, like Batum or Covington and and Maxey with Embiid that's really scary for them.
I agree. Again, Maxey, if you want to throw him in there, knock yourself out. Guy went for 55 again, 33, 35, 29, playing all these minutes. So, you ain't gonna sit here and I ain't, I'm not gonna tell you no. Not gonna tell you no. The man who broke the slate the other day. Throwback game? I don't know. What happened with Tobias Harris? What happened?
Out of body experience.
JoJo got hurt a little bit and he just gave him his powers, for a little bit. I mean, 33, 8, and 7. If he had that combined this year in the games, we got a 29 and 10 here. That happened. I don't know. I hope the person who watched our opening day show is paying attention. Crapping on us about Tobias Harris.
True.
There you go.
True.
Proven right 40 games later.
Hell yeah.
I don't think we go there, obviously.
No.
Maybe Melton's hurt. Was Melton unlocking him?
Melton was out. Yeah, Melton was out.
I don't really like much of also Philly. Well, I don't know what to do with Miami. I mean, Tyler Hero is the one certain.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
But what else do you play here?
I mean, we don't even know this. Butler's officially listed questionable, so we don't even have official status on Butler. He hasn't played since the 18th, so he's had a week off. I'm obviously we don't know the extent of the injury, but for assumption because it's Christmas, let's assume Jimmy's in.
Mm-hmm.
There's you can't play anyone else. It's Hero, Butler, or Jimmy. Hero, Bam, or Butler. I think. Right, and then you just because it's not like if all three of those guys in, Jaquez 57, no. Duncan Robinson 56. I mean, I know he was 8 for 11 from 3, but with Jimmy, is he going to even play 25 minutes in this game? Like he's been coming off the bench. Caleb Martin randomly back to 35 minutes after 18 and 22 last game.
Yeah,
I mean it's just incredibly.
Maybe they even just play the hot hand, or they play like the matchups. I mean,
but how do you know what that is?
Getting all the minutes, so that feels okay. But you got 25 minutes from Duncan Robinson. He knocked down all of his shots. So maybe Jaquez is the guy. Love played 9 minutes. Lowry's back. I mean, I don't know.
But if Butler, I just don't know what they do with Butler because that's 35 minutes that are now just evaporated, right, from everybody else if Butler plays. And Philly's the same way. It's like Embiid or Maxey for me, and you just kind of move on.
Okay. Let's move on to the final game then here. Dallas, Phoenix. As we mentioned, you do have Luka Doncic. Coming off of a 79 fantasy point game, 39, 12, and 10. They hung 144 on San Antonio. He was awesome.
He did not play the fourth.
Did not play the fourth. Kyrie Irving could be back, not officially ruled out for this game yet.
Boy, that would be a tilter if you're playing Luka in the 10:30 window, and then Kyrie's like, "Hey, I'm playing.
I'm here." Yeah,
Oh, no.
Agreed. Booker, Durant, obviously on the other side, no use of Nurkic in this game for Phoenix, so will be interesting to see what their front court rotation will look like. I know you were on Matu the other day. Eubanks barely played.
Did you see who was the first off the bench over Chimsy Matu?
Udoka Azubuike.
Sure did. And they both played. Matu played.
Former first-round pick Udoka Azubuike.
He doubled. And now, like, that game, like, Eubanks got in massive foul trouble early, got 2 fouls, like, in 2 minutes. And they put Azubuike in the game, and then it was a blowout, and it, like, whatever. But that's going to be a tilting situation.
Mm-hmm.
The Phoenix front court is going to be a big tilt.
Yes, I would agree with you there. Lively not officially ruled out yet for this game either. So maybe we'll have Derek Lively back for Mavericks. I like that play if he's in.
Same.
Just given the fact that he won't have to deal with Nurkic, feels pretty good. You can play any of the top three. Luka, Booker, Durant, they're all fine.
Yep. And then if everyone's out for Dallas again, right? Like, let's say everyone's out for Dallas. Dude, I'm going right to Dante Exum. I'm just going to say it. I'm going right to Exum. He was really good. He's 5,800. He's super cheap, point guard, small forward. He was 8 of 10. He started that game 8 of 8. They actually had to put starters back in the game because Mamu had like was going ham in the fourth quarter for the Spurs, and they're like, it went from 40 to like 20. Let's just put some starters in. So Exum missed two shots, but he's been really good. He's probably shouldn't be priced at 5,800. So I feel like Dante Exum would be the next guy I would get to, and you could play like Derek Jones if you wanted to, Grant Williams. Dwight Powell was pretty good the other on Saturday as well.
Yeah, if Lively's out.
If Lively's out, yeah.
They just like don't ever give him enough minutes, even in like competitive games.
Yeah, they started
Markieff, right?
Or not? They started Markieff the Houston game.
Yeah.
They did not start him. They didn't play him. Did they start Grant Williams? As my computer screen just shuts down.
Grant played 25 minutes.
I don't know. I don't know if he start. I don't know who started at center though, because they did not. They started Grant Williams at the 5.
Okay.
Luka, Jones, Hardaway, Exum, Grant Williams.
They could get away with that, without Nurkic on the floor.
Yeah, they could. So that was their starting 5. I expect them. They probably do that. If there's no Lively and it remains the same, I expect that to be the same lineup again.
Sure. Any other thoughts here on this matchup?
No, I mean, I said I think Luka's my 1A to Embiid, and that's probably stupid of me, but
it's
Kyrie's out.
Luka did not play Luka.
No, I know, but I called him my 1A over Embiid, right? Like I'm not saying like I think that this matchup is a little better. Phoenix is definitely not playing well at all.
Sure.
3-7 over the last 10 games. There's Eric Gordon saying I want the ball, and that's Eric Gordon. So like, I don't know. I nothing else really. We still have for a 5-day Christmas slate at the time we're recording. We still have a lot of news to break because there's still a lot of questionable players. Yeah,
there's players who aren't questionable right now that could end up questionable.
True.
You never know. All right, let's build a lineup.
How do you want to start it?
What was our value that we were good playing with?
Hachimura, Portis, Jackson Davis, Pajemski at 55 felt pretty surefire.
All right, let's go Pod at shooting guard. Let's go Hachimura at power forward. I guess Portis.
Yeah.
At forward, we'll do for
center.
now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter either one.
We'll do Embiid. Can we even get Embiid Brunson with this? Probably not. 4,800.
So we have looking at like sub 5K. Torian Prince, KCP, Grant Williams is 46. Saric is 45. Keita is 42, but we don't even know if he's going to play if Porzingis plays.
Yeah, no kidding. I guess
Azubuike, 39.
I wish I knew if Azubuike would play because I'd play him immediately.
He would be like you're saying we knew he was the backup in this game, you would play him.
I mean, is there even a chance he starts in this game?
Well, I thought that the other day. I thought that there was a chance that Matu was going to start,
right?
And because Matu had started previously, so he came in at the 9:19 mark in the first quarter. Again, he was the first guy in. He then subbed out for Chimsy Matu to end the first quarter.
Right.
So,
when did he sub back in?
He subbed back in at the 7-minute mark in the second and played 3 minutes. Or he played 4 minutes. And then Eubanks closed the first half.
And then the second half went mostly Azubuike?
And then it was blowout. Eubanks played the first 4 minutes of the second half and never returned.
Okay.
Azubuike played a shift of 6 minutes, 5 minutes and 28 seconds in the third, and he played the first 6 minutes. So he played 11 minutes in the second half, Azubuike. Matu barely played the second half. I mean, he barely played in general. He closed with Bol, Saban Lee, and Jordan Goodwin.
Right.
So for me, that says Azubuike's in ahead of Matu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I mean, he was the first one off the bench. So if you want to play Azubuike and take a shot, would it surprise me would it surprise you if he was like, when you look at ownership tomorrow, if he's popular?
No.
I don't think it would surprise me, just given what we saw of the rotations for Phoenix. Played well too. He had a freaking double.
All right.
Which something in its own regard, but
Exum.
I like Exum. If everyone's gonna sit, I also like Clay. And if you want to save money on Clay, you could probably play Exum Kuminga.
Where's Kuminga at again? Is he small forward only?
Or you could play Kuminga's small forward, power forward. You could play him over Exum too. I mean, there's like a lot of different. Ooh, we give 100 off Kuminga. You could either a 50, 66. Who do you take, Brunson? Chris Paul's been really good. He has a lot of assists and no turnovers.
Yeah, just not.
You could also play Exum there at point guard, and then or Pod at our point guard.
Yeah, I did Holiday here. If you got rid of Pod, that doesn't really do anything for us.
I wouldn't want to. I don't even think I'd want to get rid of him. He's been so good. He has as high of a ceiling as like Clay does probably in that regard.
How about that?
Yeah,
Middleton,
like that. Yep.
Okay. So just an example lineup for everybody. Obviously, there's a punt play down at the util spot down here. If he gets whatever, you can mess around with Exum and Azubuike down here. Holiday, Podzinski, Prince, Kuminga, Embiid, Middleton, Exum, and Azubuike. Just an example lineup. We'll have a playbook out for everybody. If you have any questions, you find us on Twitter. Get us in the Discord. You're watching this now. You've seen the scroll down at the bottom. The Fantasy Farm holiday sale ends on the 26th. So if you want to scan that QR code there, you can get all pro access for just $4 for the first month. That's $1 a week for the next 4 weeks. If you sign up today, you'll get access to all of our premium NBA, NFL, NHL, PGA, MMA, NASCAR, you name it. Anything that we have behind the paywall, including our premium Discord channels, you can get for $1 a week for the next 4 weeks. But this sale ends on Tuesday. So you got to sign up today. Go to fantasystorm.com/Santa. Use promo code Santa or scan that QR code on the screen. Become a member of the Fantasy Alarm family today. Happy holidays to everybody. James and I, of course, will be back. Obviously, no live show for this label. We'll be back Tuesday, getting you all ready to go. Till then, though, everybody, good luck.